So for my video, I chose to talk about the African American struggle for equality. This was split up into like 3 different sections. So I'll start off with the first one, which was any major events in history that happened. So I remember that there was slavery began to spread a lot more after a Supreme Court decision. It was Dred Scott versus Stanford, and the Supreme Court ruled that Dred Scott was not in fact a free man, and so this kind of a lot of people in reaction to this slavery kind of blew up and got even bigger. And so then there was the North and the South, and the South supported slavery and the North did not, and they fought in the Civil War and the North won. And so then there began things like the Emancipation Proclamation, which it said that actually not as many slaves were freed after the Emancipation Proclamation as most people think. So it didn't free as many as most people think. And then there was the Reconstruction period, which was basically a time period where people began to really see slavery for what it was and how awful it was, and more people began to fight for civil rights. And then there was the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, which all 3 of those amendments did things in support of civil rights, basically. And then the second part of this topic in the chapter was ways that Congress, the court, and the executive branch, which is the president, supported the civil rights. So the Supreme Court basically had a couple of rulings that called for an end to segregation, and also did not support the whole separate but equal logic, and said that it's not logically or morally correct. So that put an end to that, which was a big deal. And then Congress came in and had talk about something which ended up becoming the 24th Amendment, which had to do with poll taxes. So basically more African Americans could vote. And then there was Eisenhower actually, so integration was becoming a thing. So more African Americans were being integrated into schools in the U.S., and a governor tried to bring in troops to stop African American students from going into the schools, and Eisenhower stepped in and supported those students being integrated. And then there was John F. Kennedy, and basically he supported the civil rights movement and advocated for more things to take place in support of the civil rights. And then the third and last section of this topic was the role of grassroots and kind of their role in civil rights. So basically grassroots were different groups of people that supported civil rights, and they did a whole bunch of amazing things to call for an end to slavery and allowing African Americans to have the rights that they deserved. So that is basically a little summary of that section in the chapter.